let's talk about these calls. So like there's two calls that we're looking at, right? So it was the Josh Allen trying to get the first down, right? Looking at that spot and scrambling there, and they didn't give it to him, and it was a turnover on downs. And then it was the Xavier Worthy catch, right?
Yeah.
Which one do you want to talk about first? Because I feel like the spot from what it looked, from when I was watching, I was like, oh, it looks like he just got enough.
Yeah.
And then on the replay, I cannot tell where that freaking ball is.
I can. It's over the line because I can see through Chris Jones.
There you go. Okay, well, that's impressive.
That's a problem, right? Like it's a thing where, oh man, let me find Sam's tweet because I think this is
going to release him, but
this is exactly the truth. Sorry, the line to gain there was actually just behind the line. This is accurate. He 100% broke the line, and there's zero way they could prove it definitively from the tape angles.
So like look at that picture there, right? And again, it's still shots, like so.
Yeah, and this is not even.
Yeah, take it with a
not
grain
even the conclusion of the play.
Correct.
He goes forward more after that. I think the real tragedy is the play before was a bad spot. It was Dalton Kincaid who I think actually picked up the first down. Like he falls, he's tackled, the ball is right on the line before his knee hits. And they marked him, that yard short or whatever in that situation. So that's two bad spots. That sucks. But if you're the Bills, again, that QB sneak, that sucks too. It sucked all day. Sucked all day, and he kept running it. But
there was times where he was like lateraling it back and trying. So the most effective that I've watched a lot of Bills games, right? The most effective I've seen when they're doing that is like Josh Allen's in shotgun. He waits for a hot beat, waits for the lane open, and then he runs, right? Yeah. And I don't know. They were not good at the tush push all day. Like it was not working. So I don't understand why they were doing that. But that one I don't think is as egregious because I'm looking at that. And I was like, I think he got the spot. I think he did. It's impossible to tell. Like, and if you're looking at, like, if you're just watching all the replays and the same replays that they have access to, I was like, okay, I thought he got it, but
and then the other problem too is you had the official who has the view of Josh Allen in the football marking that he picked it up, but then the official who sees Josh Allen's back comes in and says he doesn't get it. So why the fuck are we listening to the guy who can't see the football in that situation? And then when they review it, why is that not factored in? Those are the things, like, if you're questioning the validity of the spot of the ball, they're letting the wrong guy make the call there. That's infuriating. I get it. But again, they had opportunity after that. If that was the final drive,
oh yeah.
The NFL headquarters might be up in smoke today. We might be like, they lit that thing on fire because people are that mad. But Buffalo got to stop after that to hold KC to the field goal. Or no, there's two more touchdowns after that shit. Like, KC scored, the Bills scored, then they stopped the Chiefs, then they couldn't get it.
So that's what my point is, right? Because like as a Packers fan, like I know it's a few weeks ago now, but like that Keyshawn Nixon running back, right, gets popped. And they call it a fumble, and they're like, oh, Eagles recover it, right? That sets up for a touchdown. It sucks. I hate it, right? It was just like, oh, man, that's the first play of the game. It sets us up already down 7-0. Like, that's going to be tough to come back from right off the bat. But the Packers had opportunities after that, right? Yeah. And, like, that's why for the Bills, oh, my goodness, terrible officiating or inconsistent officiating, I sure am shocked. We'll talk about the Xavier Worthy thing for a minute. But at the end of the day, like, if you have opportunities to go and win that football game, and the Buffalo Bills did, like, I know that's not a fun answer of like, it's part of the game. And it's, trust me, as someone who has benefited from many calls as the Green Bay Packers and has also been screwed by calls, man, like, that's just, unfortunately, that's an element of it. And can it get better? 1 kajillion %. Is the league not making it better intentionally? Perna and I were talking about, I don't think they care. It's just kind of like, okay, every time Roger Goodell's asked about officiating, it's, oh, I think our officials are great, right? Yeah. And again, when we don't talk about the officiating, then it's fantastic. But as we talked about even last week, when there is a microscope, especially on Chiefs games, especially during the playoffs, oh boy, you better get the greatest crew that you have out there to make sure that,
Yeah.
everything's going to be called up to par.
The other thing is, like, how about the Bills defense just play better against the Chiefs in the playoffs too?
Elam was rough, dude. He
Like,
had a rough game.
yeah, and they
Benford getting
lose
out sucks.
Benford, who probably shouldn't have been playing if we're going to be honest about
Yeah.
the concussion protocol. And the fact that you can't heal from a concussion in 7 days, the hit he took wasn't even that hard, and it
Mhm.
looked like the concussion was significant. So, and I get it. It's a big game, and I think the concussion protocol is followed to a T until we get deep in the playoffs, and it's like, but we need that guy because he's good, right? We need him out there because he's good. And Kyer
Hope
Elam,
not.
not a good corner.
He struggled, yeah.
Dalton Kincaid, another first round pick for the Bills in the big moment, couldn't make the play. Keon Coleman didn't do very much in this game. Like, the Bills with their draft picks in the last few drafts and the
Yeah.
guys they need to make plays didn't step up in this game.
Yeah.
So it's like this loss is a reflection of a lot of little decisions. But again, to your point, with the Bills all season, they played well. They overperformed, and they can build on all that. But if you're like trying to get super critical about this one game, you're going to question every fucking decision you've ever made.
I mean, hell, Xavier Worthy trade.
Yeah. That's not necessarily fair to Buffalo or how they built their team, because like I thought they did a great job this year, and I think they've got a foundation they can continue to roll with. But getting back to this position, like just like getting back to the Super Bowl's hard. Like, we talk about Super Bowl hangovers. Like, this one's gonna hurt.
Let's talk about the Xavier Worthy catch. So I went back this morning and watched it because I was like, okay, like I want to like actually sit with this, because when it happens, I was like, holy crap, he made that catch. Like that's insane. And then when they show the replay and then watching again this morning, I was like, there's like a million different things that you can point out of how that could not be a catch, right? So I could see either way, because the tip of the ball definitely hits the ground, but it doesn't move. Well, like it doesn't seem like it moves a lot. So it's like, okay, are we kind of rolling with that? It looks like the Bills have it for a second, but then it's trapped by Worthy. I looked at that and I was like, I don't know how you even begin to call that. If anything, I would think it's more incomplete than anything.
I think it's pretty easy. You call it interception for the Bills and a touchdown for the Bills, Tom.
Oh, that's it.
Easy. Here's what doesn't make sense about that play. First, I didn't even know why Buffalo was challenging. I'm like, what are they challenging? Because there's a penalty on that play anyway.
Yeah.
So, like,
it's gonna matter.
Worst case scenario, it's automatic first down for the Chiefs.
Exactly. Yes.
They're just not as close to the end zone, and maybe Buffalo holds them to a field goal, right? So that's why, like, the challenge, the weight of that challenge was weird. But here's my thought on the play was that Bishop had possession of the ball in the air. They both come down with the ball and it hits the ground, and then possession is transferred to Worthy. Now you're gonna see that happen maybe one every 500,000 passing attempts in the NFL, right? Like,
never seen that before for the Packers.
Tie goes to the receiver, right?
Yep.
But I think that only should apply if the receiver has possession of the ball while coming to the ground. And if anything, I think the correct ruling is incomplete pass. No, the ball doesn't move after it's touched the ground.
Yeah.
But I think that's when the possession of the ball is transferred from Buffalo to Kansas City. Again, it's a weird scenario.
It's a very weird scenario.
Also, again, I would like to crucify that play as a dagger to the Bills' chances, but it
wasn't.
It would not have resulted in possession for Buffalo. It would have still been a Chiefs first down, because was it Kyer Elam who had the hold on that play too?
Yeah.
They're just, the best way to describe that play is the Bills were fucked no matter what happened.
Yeah, I mean, because it was either going to be a first down, and then, who knows from that. So obviously, the spot would be different. But yeah, I think ultimately, you had an opportunity at the end.
Yeah,
an opportunity, and it sucks, man.